Unbelievably, it's 20 years since the Christmas Invasion was on BBC One on Christmas Day. I'm still alive, so they've wheeled me out to talk about it. I was very, very chuffed that my first proper episode of Doctor Who was also the first proper Doctor Who Christmas special. It feels like Doctor Who and Christmas Day television are a kind of perfect match, and very odd that it had never really happened before. Well, it did happen once, of course, back in the 60s. An episode of Doctor Who that is now missing because the BBC did not look after their archives. So, the first real existing Doctor Who Christmas special is the one that I was in, the Christmas Invasion. Well, it was thrilling and exciting and huge, a huge sort of life change for me to be involved in something that big. So it was nerve-wracking because there was a lot of expectation. It was, sort of terrifying. And yet at the same time, then you just start, then you just get a script, and it was a great script that I'm not really in very much. I had quite a lot of time off in that first episode of Doctor Who, which lulled me into a false sense of security as to how easy it was going to be. I sort of turned up, did the odd scene, and then went back to bed in Camille Kaduri's flat. Having not done very much for most of the episode, I then have a kind of 2-page speech and a sword fight, which was kind of great. That's kind of how you want to start your life as the Doctor, isn't it? Also quite nerve-wracking. Having not done very much on set, suddenly I was doing a long monologue with a great Lion King gag in the middle of it. That was my favourite bit. I had Billie Piper to hold my hand, which became hugely important. Having someone who'd been there already, who kind of knew what this was. Because you're in everyone's living room on Christmas Day, and there'd been a build-up, and there was a lot of talk about it, and there was a lot of pressure, and there was a lot of scrutiny. But also how joyous to be in the middle. To be in the middle of Christmas Day television. In those days, people got their Christmas copy of the Radio Times and you'd put a circle around the stuff that you were all going to watch as a family. And it felt like in that moment, watching Doctor Who as a family was kind of what everyone was doing. It was certainly what we were doing up in Scotland. I had to sit with my family and watch it, which was thrilling and awful in equal measure. People always are like, oh, how did you decide how your Doctor was going to be, how you were going to talk? Did you and Russell have long conversations? Did you sit up all night discussing the ins and outs of character choices? And we absolutely didn't at all. It just made sense. It didn't feel like there were conversations to be had. I think I have spent my life watching Doctor Who, and so had Russell. I think we both came from a similar place. I felt like I absolutely understood how he'd written it. When they're written that well, you just need to say the words. So it was not something that ever felt mysterious to me. I got to have a sword fight, I got to have my hand chopped off, I got to throw a tangerine at an alien spaceship door, and I got to do a really good Lion King joke. And it changed my life, without a doubt. It changed my life forever. I'm still here, 20 years later. God, 20 years! What Christmas episodes of Doctor Who should you watch? This is hard, because it's very difficult to recommend one's own work, but we did some great Christmas specials and they're all still available. But listen, I don't want to undermine the Christmas work of some of my successors. All very good. You should watch them all. You could do a marathon of all the Doctor Who Christmas specials, which means you have to start with mine and see how far you get. The one I really want to recommend, though, is the one we can't watch. I want to watch The Feast of Stephen from 1965. As far as I understand it, it was a sort of Doctor Who pantomime, but we'll never know because it's been wiped. That's the Christmas Day special I really want to see. So if anyone's got a copy of that tucked away in their attic, a little old roll of film that they've been hoarding and keeping to themselves, we all need to see that now. We need to see William Hartnell turning to the audience, which I believe he did, looked straight down the camera like this and said, "A Merry Christmas to all of you at home." That's what we want to see. That's the Christmas present we all